What have we got here? Let's see. Welcome to First Pitch Live.
What's going on, everybody? I'm joined with the whole team here, live from Omaha. For some of us, Smitty holding down the fort back home.
Headquarters.
Yeah. What's going on, Smitty?
Just got back from a little vacation in Florida, so have a nice little tan going, so hopefully don't lose it here in Northern Virginia. But now I'm jealous. I wish I was with you guys out there, but I know you guys are going to hold it down really well out there. So I'm excited for day 2. The games were fantastic last night.
Looked a little hairy early with the weather. I think there was a thunderstorm overnight, tons of rain. The field was drenched, but the grounds crew here, amazing work. They've already got it dried up in most spots. Nick, what are your thoughts on what we saw yesterday?
Yesterday, started with a splash, right? Armani Guzman, very first inning in the College World Series, stealing home. I just hope that's a moment for the rest of the College World Series and the excitement we can see because, game 1 ended up being awesome. Game 2 ended up just as good, if not better, until kind of the end when North Carolina blew it open. So, it's a very good start after one day.
Q?
Last night's game, we had a pitcher's duel for 5 innings. I thought Taylor Ray and Jason DeCaro pitched really well. UNC was able to get into Taylor's pitch count pretty early, chased him after 5 innings, and that's kind of where things took a turn for the worse for the Rebs, and obviously North Carolina took advantage of them getting into the bullpen earlier than anticipated, and he had a couple big hits, Gavin Gallagher and some other guys, Colin Hine, with the kill shot there, the dagger, that 3-run bomb late, bottom of the 8th, I believe. So it was a pitcher's duel. Then it got a little exciting with offense towards the end. So we got a little mix of both worlds yesterday in both games. It was exciting.
Good afternoon, Ken's Cats Heat. I will say the ball was flying a little bit more than what we're used to seeing, I feel like, in Omaha. And I know we've kind of talked about maybe the balls are a little juice. Do we see that trend continue through today's games? I think when you look at Georgia's lineup, I think the wind's supposed to be blowing out like 17 miles per hour tonight. So I'm very curious to see if we see more 12, 13, 14 run games. Or I heard the total last night got down to 7.5, so even that one went over with the 8. But what are your thoughts on just the vibes of Omaha right now? And is the park going to fly tonight?
Tonight? Yeah, we'll see. Because you're right. Like we talked about the wind. I believe there was a point where even at Georgia, once the pitchers got announced, that total was 8.5 at one point, and now I think today it's at 12.5, and see like a juice 12.5 where it might keep going up because the reports of the wind are going out. Even this first game total has already jumped up 2 runs. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's just we talked about these bouncy balls that they could be using, but I will say wind was blowing out quite a bit the first game yesterday, and then blowing in for the second half. But Owen Hall hit it through it.
Colin Heineck.
Yeah. Well, Heineck, that ball's not a piggy ball. Smash.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, 2 great offenses tonight, but it's also against 2 great pitchers. So there's a chance. Would I be shocked if it's a pitcher's duel and ends up in 6 runs? No. But would I be shocked if there's also 17, 18? No. So it's going to make it tough.
So today's matchup, Oklahoma and Alabama, 2 teams that we may be a little surprised that they made it here. Alabama throwing Tyler Favors, Cord Rager for OU. What are y'all's takes on this? I'll let you both take a team and tell me what you think, who your X factor is, and how they get the win.
So we talked about it pregame. Oklahoma, Nick and I said it's going to be Dayton Taki. Guy, a little underperformed due to injury. That was a main concern throughout the year. But we were looking at his stats. He's got 81 at-bats. He's got 30 strikeouts. And then we look over and he's got a 410 on base percentage. And I kind of chuckled because it was like, it was boom or bust for that guy. He had 30 strikeouts, but then he had 21 hits and 21 walks. So as long as he's not striking out, there's a good chance he's going to get on base. And that's what Oklahoma needs. They need to pressure that Alabama defense, who is susceptible to errors, specifically Justin LeBron there at short. If you can force those guys to make plays, then you put them in spots to potentially induce some errors, some free passes, some free bases, and then you manufacture some runs there. So for me, when it comes to Oklahoma, it's pressing that Alabama defense and making them make the routine plays.
Yeah, so I'll take the Bama side of it.
I still think they're being undervalued. I mean, you're looking. This is the 7th overall national seed, and it feels like they're still being looked at as this Cinderella story of getting to Omaha just because they haven't been here in so long. Where like Oklahoma's a bigger story because they took out Georgia Tech, played so well against Kansas, and it's like Alabama just has cruised a little bit and they're being forgotten. And I know this is going to be a weird thing, but we picked our X factor, Justin LeBron. But that's because which Justin LeBron you get makes a huge difference. Like he could go on a Kemba Walker type of run here, and just if he's the Justin LeBron we know he can be, he can take over. But there's been times in the season where he kind of disappears, makes a lot of errors, strikes out a lot. So it really depends on which LeBron we're getting to make how good the Bama team can be.
Smitty, put a bow on it. What are your takeaways?
I mean, I think I agree with what Nick just said there. I think a lot of people are on Oklahoma for what they did, knocking down the powerful Georgia Tech team and then going into Lawrence and taking care of business like they did last weekend. I think I've told Q this. I wasn't high on either of these teams throughout the entire year. So for both these teams to get here, I'm kind of shocked. But I'm going to go with Bama in this one. I just look at the arm on the mound. I think he's a better pitcher. I think this Bama team, I think everyone's on Oklahoma now. Everyone thinks Oklahoma is going to just kind of steamroll this game. I'm on Bama. I think they're going to hang this one. It's going to be a close game. I'm hoping a little lower scoring also, if you understand my point there. But let's get a low scoring game, but roll tide. I think they're going to get this one.
Canes, Cats, Heat. Alabama's bad defense finally bite them in Omaha. It could. I don't know how they're going to perform, being that this is Vaughn's first time out, if he can manage the game correctly. I did make a play on Alabama. I think Oklahoma's now out to Smitty, minus 120, 130. I think even money.
Yeah, let me look real quick here. It jumped. It was minus 115 early this morning. Last time I saw Oklahoma on DraftKings is minus 130. The over 11 is minus 125.
And then for tonight's game, Georgia still the dog. I'm assuming you can get plus 1.5, minus 160. Total has ticked up. I took over 10.5 in that one for a 2-unit play, minus 135. I just think we saw Volantis struggle against an Oregon lineup that's not overly powerful. They left a lot of ducks stranded. Pun intended. I don't think the Dogs do the same thing. I think they're going to be able to capitalize. I think it may be the first 1-8 probably wins that one. And I think Texas, the way that they've been swinging the bat, I know I was down on their offense, but I think over their super regional run, they hit really well, a lot of timely hitting. We know that bullpen's deep, especially with Cozart. So I think that one probably goes over. As far as a deciding factor, I don't know. There's so many people up and down both of those lineups. Pick your poison. But Daniel Jackson he racked up his trophy room, just got a lot bigger. I think he won pretty much every award that they just announced earlier today. But Nick, I'll let you take Texas. I know you've been a little bit higher on them. What's the key for Texas to win tonight?
Yeah, I think we know the top three. We know that Dane Robbins, Tenney, and Anthony Pack Jr. are going to do what they have to do. They've been consistent all year long. Those three have. Anytime like Texas, we've talked about this, they've gone on offensive lulls throughout the season, but those three haven't. It's just what the rest of the lineup has done. So what do you get from Borba at the bottom? What do you get from Rodriguez, who's getting healthier? So what do you get from Ashton Larson, who's been here before? Can he kind of teach that team how to control their emotions and everything? So I'm looking to see what the Texas bottom order can do if they have to keep up runs wise with Georgia.
Hugh, Georgia.
Georgia has to be able to pitch deep in the game to start. You do not want to get into the bullpen early for the Georgia Bulldogs. And then you're just going to continue to do your thing on the offense, right? You're going to continue to be aggressive at the plate, get Del Volantis in some deep counts, work the pitch count as we've seen them do to really elite pitchers throughout the year, the season. So really the big thing is this bullpen. You cannot get into that bullpen in the third, the fourth inning if you're Georgia.
Smitty, what's your takeaway?
I think the pitching is very important in this, and I think you saw it yesterday where the starters in the first game didn't really pitch very well. Bullpens had to come in. Same thing last night. Great pitching performances by both teams. Old Miss's bullpen, I think it was like 2 1/3, 5 runs. Bullpen let them down. I think if Texas, like Nick said, the top of the lineup with Robbins, Tinney, Pat, they can really score some runs here. I've been high on Texas all year. I've said they were going to win the national championship. A lot of people are really upset this is a game tonight and wish they could be on different sides of the bracket to meet in the national championship. I think this game's going to be fantastic. Must watch TV at 8 o'clock tonight, but let's go Texas.
All right. You boys have anything else?
I mean, all 4 of us are on Texas, so congrats to Georgia on tonight's game.
Only thing I have is Home Field Apparel just dropped a new line, College World Series edition for all 8 teams, 2 or 3 there. So check them out at homefieldapparel.com. And then our College World Series and our Bracket Challenge sponsor, Vitalate. So I have the Zero. He has the Zero. They have regular as well. I believe they have 6 flavors. We've been using it out here. It's a game changer. When Matt has me closing down the bar at 1:30 in the morning, this stuff right here is a game changer. You can get it at drinkvitalate.com, and you can find it at all your gas stations, your grocery stores. So,
Canes Cats Heat says, question. That is
it's not good. We'll give him about 20 seconds here. Type it up quick.
beautiful weather there.
It is.
That's not a green screen. That is just.
That's just the College World Series at it. Oh.
There was hail 2 hours.
Is there any chance of rain later today, boys?
About 4 to 5, but looks like we're in the clear. Yeah.
Are you seeing as many head coaches at Omaha as last year? I just want to know if it's different this year.
Well, I know Tom Vulture's here.
I'm sure obviously the award winners.
There's been a couple, yeah. There's been a couple, but you're right. I actually haven't thought of them, but I don't think there's as many as last year.
No. I mean, if they are, we just haven't run into them, but they're pretty in tune. Rich Rod was here. I mean, he's a coach. He was throwing them down. Does that count? I got nothing else.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow morning for another First Pitch Live from Omaha. We hope to see you then. We'll recap today's games as well as preview the upcoming games for tomorrow as we see our first team go home. Canes Cats Heat says thank you. You are welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.